Hey everyone, it's Disintegrator again, and let's take a look at the Prophet-600 today. I've had this unit in the shop for quite some time now, and I've gotten to know it fairly well. I've done a lot of research on it on my own, without the cameras rolling, so I can basically give you a lowdown of what we know is wrong with it, and we're going to fix it right now because the parts are already here. So, first of which, this is of course an analog synth, so you need to tune it if you want it to sound good. It does a tune routine when it first fires up, takes a little while, and when it's done, the oscillators are now tuned. And this is the reason why these things were not so great live, but it's a fairly majestic sound though, isn't it? Sounds a little bit out of tune. So obviously we got some sort of voice weirdness going on. You heard it sort of went out of tune just momentarily for certain notes. So one of the voices isn't playing ball. We have to find out which one it is. Now I already know up front, but I'm going to show you the test that we use. The first thing you should know is that if we go out of preset mode, we're now actually dealing with the voice front panel. And what I've got set up here on the front panel is, of course, sawtooths on oscillator A and B. And I'm going to just turn it all the way over, so now we're going to listen to oscillator A. 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, no problem over there. Let's go to oscillator B. Two, three. Now I don't know this when I say 1, 2, 3. We don't know if that's actually voice 1 or not, because how do you know? The assigner is operating sequentially, hence the name sequential circuits. I'm sure it's one of their thoughts. But anyway, how do we know which one is 1? And the answer is you engage the tune mode. When it comes out of tune mode, the first note that we'll play is actually going to be voice 1. But what I'm going to do, just to be absolutely certain, is I'm going to turn off the unit and turn it back on again and allow it to do its tune routine on boot up. Okay, cool. And I'm going to turn off. So now the panel is active, and we should be able to just go and find out from voice number 1 what's going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is dead. There's our smoking gun. Voice number 5 is the dead guy. So let's have a look now. I'm going to try to do this all in one shot. Let's try and determine who is responsible for voice 5. Turn this off now. Voice number 5 for oscillator B. Now bear in mind, friends, this unit is plugged in, so we don't want that. We're going to unplug it because we're actually going to go inside. And look, we got a ground loop on our speaker as soon as we did that. And I'm not overly surprised about that. So let me just turn this speaker off. Bye-bye. The speaker is off now, and I'm just going to open up. I've already taken the screws out, so I should just be able to open the lid carefully. Okay. Alright. So let's look inside here. What do we have? These are the voices. And as you can see, in true Curtis Electro Music chip fashion, pretty cool actually in this era, these little chips are voice chips, just like you would find in a Juno, except that they're nice little modules that go in and they're not crazy funky plastic dipped things. And these are CEM chips. And Curtis Electro Music, check them up on Wikipedia. Doug Curtis is a genius, came along at just the time. You would not have the Poly-6, the Prophet, all of these really affordable polysynths. They really required these guys as the engine. That's just a little aside. Now when a voice goes down, that means one of these chips is checked out. So I'm just going to go in here a little bit closer to the board so you can see this. You see that says voice 1, voice 2, voice 3, I couldn't see that, I was blocked, voice 4, Voice 5, that's the naughty one, and voice 6. Now, it's not very clear from looking at it on the board, or on the on the board. It's not really screened onto it, but you'll see there's a chip that's socketed up there, and a chip that's socketed down here. And these socketed chips are in fact the voices. And the guy on the top is voice A, and the guy on the bottom is oscillator B. So here's oscillator A, oscillator B in voice number 5, which you can't see because there's that capacitor sitting over it. So by all rights, this should be the bad guy. So let's pull him out and replace him. But since I'm trying to do all this in one big shot, kind of like let's do everything all at once and avoid all of the loading time and the appropriate ads and stuff that come up. I'm just going to go over here and, oh yeah, I'm trying to make things easier for you guys. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to pull this. I'm using a chip puller. I recommend you get one of these. They're not that expensive if you're ever going to do this kind of work, because it allows you to grab the chip from both sides and pull it out like so. Now I'm not going to try and insert the replacement chip because, you know, hey, I'm not crazy. I mean, the video is worth doing, but let's see here. Can I get this so that you can have a look at what's on this chip? There we are. That's a Curtis Electro Music 3340. My friends, that is one voice, one oscillator out of one voice out of the Prophet-600. So it's dead. I'm going to replace it with a chip I've ordered, and it came in the other day, so I'm going to put it in now and we'll test this guy one more time.